going to simplify trigonomic expressions by expanding factors. We're basically using, in these two videos, the fact that a minus b times a plus b equals a squared minus b squared. And so I'm going to do that with my numerator. And I'm going to get cosine of theta minus sine of theta times cosine of theta plus cosine of theta, plus sine of theta, all over. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. We have the 4, but we would write this as sine squared of theta minus cosine squared of theta times sine squared of theta plus cosine squared of theta. Alright, and that means we can also simplify this again. So I'm going to write it again, cosine of theta minus sine of theta times cosine of theta plus sine of theta. And then I'm going to expand it again. What's going to happen, it's the same as, this one's separate, it's opposite. So we have sine of theta plus cosine of theta, and then we have sine of theta minus cosine of theta. Alright, and then we still have this piece, sine squared of theta plus cosine squared of theta. Okay, so what happens is these two cancel, and when you have something like this, anytime you have a minus b over a plus b, that equals -1. Because what you can do is you can multiply both the numerator and the denominator by -1. And so if I do that, if I multiply, say, this by -1, that's going to change that to sine of theta minus cosine of theta. So what's going to happen is these are going to cancel here. That cancels out. And we're still left with the -1. So basically we're going to get -1 over sine squared of theta plus cosine squared of theta. Well, sine squared of theta plus cosine squared of theta is 1. So we get -1 over 1, which equals -1. Alright? Just remember this part. Anytime you have this kind of flip-flop thing going on, that equals -1. Alright, next is this one. It's very similar. So the first thing I'm going to do is expand the numerator. That's secant squared of theta minus tan squared of theta times secant squared of theta plus tan squared of theta, all over secant squared of theta plus tan squared of theta. This one's actually a little easier. Secant squared of theta minus tan squared of theta is one of our Pythagorean identities, and that equals 1. And these two cancel, so our answer is just 1. And that's all. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.